This Shambhala or Gyanganj. Gyanganj is another word for Shambhala. It's also called Shangri-La. There is a dispute or there's an opinion that the actual Shangri-La is in Mongolia. Kailas is a very, very big power center. This is one of the power centers which pilgrims visit. Similarly, Gyanganj is a place where mostly Avadutas exist. Avadutas are masters who have completely detached even from the consciousness of the body. They exist only in supreme consciousness. This location is in Tibet, but you cannot see it unless you're operating from a level of subtlety. What I understand is that you only see a barren land there. If you go with your normal eyes, you will not even see the Gyanganj. But if you're operating from the subtle level or from the third eye level, you could see the steps and it's a mountain where so many of these Avadutas are meditating since years. They're very, very high masters. But you can see some of them in India. They look like madmen. They would not be shaving. They will be walking with the dirt, sometimes no clothes. And they will not have much consciousness about the body also. But how do you recognize a mad person from an Avaduta? There are various ways. One is that they are consistent. They are not attached to food, water, or anything, and they'll be in one place for a long period of time, like 15 years, 20 years, wouldn't even probably move. They, if people offer them food, probably they share it with the dogs and cats and cows and around. Sometimes they eat, sometimes they don't eat. When other beings eat, they already get filled. And in some cases, when you go near them, you will always feel a fragrance coming from them. Even though they have not taken bath for years on, there will be a fragrance coming out of them. There was one such Avaduta in the state I come from, Kerala, in the south. And some of these atheist boys, they beat him with a stick and broke his leg. He was not affected. He just, with the broken leg, he was sitting in one place for a long time. And there were about, I think, 4 or 5 boys who wanted to test him whether he is powerful. He never displayed any power. He just received the beating and he sat in that place. And one by one, all these boys died later. I met another Avaduta. He left his body. This man also left his body. People bet him up. He was sitting in one place for too long. I mean, I think 30 years or something he was in one place. He never moved. And then he left the body from there. And nobody has seen him eating food or going to toilet or anything. He would just keep his eyes closed and sit there. And his only blessing was when somebody comes who's very important in the sense like spiritually important, not materially important. He will just open his eyes and looks, and then he closes his eyes again. I was conducting a retreat in the land of Krishna, Lord Krishna. So one of my disciples said that there is an Avaduta on the street, on the side of the street, road, lying there for 16 years. So I said, let's go and see him. But this Avaduta was a different kind of person. I have these pictures. Someday I'll show you these pictures. He was lying on the side of the road. Even when rain falls, it never falls on him. Rainwater comes, it will go on both sides. He will not get wet. He was lying like that for 16 years. And there were 4 dogs and a cow next to him all the time. And there was a small tea shop, like a small box tea shop. And he's a poor guy. He was selling tea and he was feeding this man. And his style was, whenever somebody comes near him, he'll abuse them. Abuse means he'll use very bad words and abuse them. That way he removes their karma. A lot of things they remove. And it's high quality abuse. Not so there are many masters in India of that sort. They abuse people and then they take away a lot of stuff. Siddhi Sai Baba used to do that also. When people abuse you, you are shaken up, right? And that's the time when you actually release. I told my people, give him a blanket because he's sleeping on the roadside and it's cold, right? So I told them, give a blanket. They gave a blanket and came back to me. Then I asked them, can you go and check if the blanket is still there? When they went and checked, it wasn't there. I said, give another blanket. So when they brought another blanket and to give him, he was lying on the previous blanket, and then he took this blanket to cover himself. So I said, let's go and give him some food. So I went with him. And I had some biscuits in my hand. As soon as the dogs and the cows saw me, they came to me. So I gave them some biscuits. Then I asked him, would you like to have some biscuit? So he doesn't look at anybody's face. He will be only looking down. If he looks up, he abuses also. And he looked into my eyes and I said, this is a wasted food. Processed food, right? It's waste food. I told our people to give some money to the shop guy and to give him some food. And he said, even without your money, I'm giving him food. Only when the food is put in his mouth, he eats. Otherwise, if you give him food, the dog and the cow will eat. He will not even touch it. But if food is put in the mouth, he will chew. Otherwise, he won't eat. He doesn't need food. In 2015, I suddenly felt an urge to see him. So I went to the land of Krishna. And we searched, and this place was not so easy to find where he was lying down. When we reached there, this shopkeeper had expanded his shop, and there was a picture of this man. And I asked him, then he said, just a few months ago he left his body. And this shopkeeper was telling us that we were surprised to see the number of people who came to take his body. And they came in Mercedes-Benz and BMW, and 300,000 people came to take his body. And this man was lying on the side of the road. So many people were benefited by him. They were all praying to him and connecting to him and benefited by him. While he was living, he was on the roadside. Because he wanted like that. Not because they didn't offer him anything. He wanted to be like that. But so many people came to take his body. And they made a memorial for him at the side of the river. So they were saying that this was a very, very powerful master. I said, I'm glad you came searching for him. In March, when I went to one place, I met another Avadhuta. That person is sitting in that position for 15 years, almost 30 years, I think, in that position. And when I went there, there were food kept there. He has not eaten anything. And he doesn't have any growth on the face, no mustache, no hair, for all these years. He doesn't shave or take bath. He has a bit of hair, but that is not growing. This is not growing. And he's sitting there. And anybody who comes to him, he will just bow down. That's all he does. But that's enough. If he looks at you, that a lot of blessings happen. These so powerful they are. They're very, very powerful. So this place called Gyanganj, Shambhala are the space for these Avadhutas. And they come to the marketplace to show us, like I explained to Anna now, that existence is not what it seems to be. You know, you are beyond everything and you are trapped to yourself just because of your mind. They just exist just to prove this. So Gyanganj exists. If you have eyes to see only, you can see. And the chief of Gyanganj is called Mahatapa. Mahatapa in the Kriya tradition is called Babaji. In the Nath tradition, he is called Balaknath. It's all one person. He is meditating there since years on, 500 or 1,000 years probably. So these are all dimensions of existence and real. What are we talking about?